Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the final qualifying session for the DTM Trophy this weekend here at Imola. It is race number 4 this season. It's race number 2 of the weekend. Hopefully I find you well all over the world, wherever you are watching around the world, whether it be television, YouTube, or any other place around. We've got a 20-minute session here, and it is quite simple. It's put your fastest lap time down, and you qualify P1. There are also points on offer as well. Top 3 will score points. P1 gets 3 points, P2 gets 2 points, and P3 gets 1 point. Tim Heinemann, winner of race 1 and 2. You can see there in the number 90 Toyota there in the background. Did not have a good day yesterday. Actually had a DNF and just really hasn't been at the races this weekend, unfortunately. Everybody was claiming he was sandbagging, but unfortunately for him, it just was not the case. So the balance of performance has been changed a little bit overnight, but not by a lot. So expecting to see a different outcome? Probably not. But it is Tim Heinemann. He is the most winningest driver of the history of DTM Trophy. He won season number 1 and indeed has the most points ever scored in DTM Trophy history. So never put it past someone like him. Welcome X-Ways on YouTube. And I will be referring to YouTube here, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are watching on television around the world, if you would like to contact me during this session to ask any questions, you can do on Twitter. It is at AcTrollVision, A-C-T-R-O-L-L Vision. All one word. And also on Instagram, if you so wish. I will more than happily give you a shout out and answer any questions if it helps you enjoy the show a little bit better. Race will be live this afternoon at 2 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. European time on all of the same platforms that you are watching it right now as well. It will be a 30-minute timed race plus 1 lap. So I do indeed look forward to seeing you there. Should be good. Should be really good. So first and foremost then, who are we supporting? Let me know where you're watching from and who you are supporting today. Maybe you haven't even got a favourite driver. Well, you've got 20 minutes here to decide your favourite driver. That's for sure. What sort of lap times are we going to see today? I think we're going to see 41s. I think we might see 41s. There's Moritz Lohner, of course, P3 in yesterday's race. He had to defend for his life to get that P3. It's a very hard-fought P3, but it was a podium all the same. So yeah, Moritz will be looking, of course, to maybe add another podium to that. His 3rd podium in his career. 3rd podium in his career for DTM Trophy. There's Tim Heinemann. Had a little chat with him this morning, and yeah, he's... Again, it's not the usual Tim Heinemann over the last couple of years that I've got to know, where he's quite uptight. He's still very, very relaxed, smiling, still enjoying things. He feels like the car maybe isn't where it should be, or in terms of... He's lost the ballast from the success of week 1 now, so he will be a little bit lighter anyway in that regard. So I'm sure we are going to see him a little bit further up the order. But you just never put anything past Tim Heinemann. We've got Jeet Patel here from Texas supporting Papadopoulos. Nice. Kevin Raffi is supporting Capo, Ricky Capo. Big supporting is Capo. We've got a big supporting. A lovely chap. Needs a bit of fortune this weekend, though, because it's just not gone right from the start to finish so far. A very talented race driver. But as I said to him yesterday, the beauty of DTM Trophy is you've got 2 races in a weekend, so if race 1 doesn't go too well, you've always got a second race to indeed back it up. Charmone is supporting Mikhail Patamba. Spoke to him yesterday as well. He's a lovely chap. Oh, the whole field here, actually, are really quite nice. This season, everybody seems like they're friends with each other. It's really quite nice. I'm sure over the course of the season that will change. I've got no bones about that, that's for sure. Luke Page watching on an aeroplane from Australia to New Zealand. Do you know what? I was watching some videos on a plane to Italy, and it blows my mind that we can have the internet 3 miles above the Earth. It does blow my mind. But it means you can get to watch the DTM Trophy, so it's obviously a good thing. Papadopoulos, by the way, is purple through Sector 1 and indeed Sector number 2. You're not too sure we should read too much into that. We know that the lap times are indeed going to tumble. Generally, we see the lap times go down to their lowest right at the end of the session. But yesterday, with about 6-7 minutes to go, we saw the quickest time, and it didn't really improve from there. The track temperature is a touch lower this morning. Not by a lot, but it's a touch lower this morning than it indeed was yesterday morning for qualifying. As we see some flower arranging there on the balcony. Beautiful day for it. also some motorsport happening at the same time. Brilliant. So there are some places to watch. Well, this guy here living his absolute best life. Good morning, sir. There are so many houses here just dotted around the race circuit, just on apexes, on the exits of corners. Like, what a place to live. You get a lot of motorsport here. So yesterday's race winner then, Colin Carasani, in that number 47. Did not qualify pole position yesterday. Was on the front row, though, and absolutely delivered when it mattered. What a drive. And as I mentioned yesterday, without trying to do him a disservice, it was a coming-of-age drive within the DTM Trophy. And to get it on the second weekend of the season, for me, that instantly puts Colin Carasani in the championship hunt picture. Mikhail Patamba is going to be the first car to produce a pretty handy lap time, I would say. Obviously purple, because he's the first one to really attack this circuit. And across the line, it's a 53.2. It's a good time. I'm not sure that's going to hold up all that too long in this session, but has the tyres in a decent range now, which is always a good thing. Always a good thing. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there as well. Yeah, Roberto Castro. So a pretty good position to be in, right? Right next to the racetrack, sunbathing, some light refreshments, and some motorsport right on your doorstep. Don't even need to leave the house. Perfect. Patamba then is your quickest car as it stands. No one else has really put a representative time. Karasani's done a 2 minutes, 0.8. We've then got Henkefen with a 2:09. So nothing too quick as of yet. Still plenty of time to go here, though, for sure. There's the boss. Taking in the sun, taking in the motorsport action. Patamba again continues on his ascent up the order. We're indeed trying to improve on the times. You can see his personal logo there on the front of the car. It's a pretty cool logo. Pretty cool colours on the car as well. Down in towards Rivazza with 11 minutes 50 seconds on the clock. Jordan Wallace up into P2 with 56.720. Again, not a time we're really going to be looking at the end of the session thinking, oh, that was the fastest time they produced, for sure. It's just a case of getting temperature in the tyres. And you just, I've noticed over the course of the 3 seasons I've been involved here that they like to slowly build the tyre temperatures up. You do not want to rush it, because if you do rush it, they'll overheat, and then that is it. You're done. It's impossible to recover the tyres in a 20-minute period. Yes, Bogan World. DTM quali was this morning. So through the second of our chicanes, does Mikhail Patamba come through? Down towards Toza, he will come there. Pretty early apex. Some early morning exercise, plus some car spotting. This circuit completely surrounds a park where people can walk their dogs, or walk or cycle around. It's a pretty cool place to be, not going to lie. Patamba, by the way, purple through sector number 1. Down towards Aqua Minerale, and this lap looks very tidy indeed. What about sector 2? Okay, so he's about half a second up. Oh, that's a mistake, though. He's about half a second up through the first 2 sectors, and you get down into the low 52s, and you're looking pretty good. But I think the times are going to be substantially lower than yesterday. They were in the DTM qualifying that we've just had before this. They actually got down into the 39s, whereas yesterday they weren't down that low. So the track is in good nick. So the best nick it has been so far. But I think that mistake there from Patamba might have cost him on the exit of Aqua Minerale. Just over-rotated ever so slightly and then just dug the tyres in. One of the wheels then steps up into the air. As we come across the start-finish line here, does Pitamba improve on their time? It's currently a 53.2, and it's now a 52.9. So yeah, that final sector was not good, unfortunately. Yeah, not ideal in the slightest. So here's Almeida. Almeida currently in P5, yet to really put a representative time in as well. 2 minutes 01. Tim Heinemann up to P7. So the last 9 minutes here are, well, it's going to be very frantic. This is going to be where it gets exciting. Almeida is green here for sure. Slowly improving that time. And across the line we will go. Stia Overhaus goes purple through sector 2. Almeida goes second. Then by about, for just shy of 0.4 of a second. So Almeida now into second. Overhaus is green through sector 1 and purple through sector 2. And Pitamba is off the circuit here. So this is not ideal, but whereabouts on the circuit? It's on the sort of the middle of Tosa. So if this session is stopped here, this makes it very difficult. It's red flag, so that means the time will stop. And this is why it's so important to get a lap time in early. It's always important to get a lap time in early here. Oh, no, he's beached it himself. Oh, he's beached it himself here. So I bet he's had to put the brakes on here. Yeah, because he saw a car coming towards Tosa, and that's it. You're done. Yeah. Oh, there's no car coming. You just have to keep it going. Oh no, that is a rookie error there for sure. And that is beached. So right now the marshals are going to have to try and push the car out, and then we are good to go with this session. It shouldn't take too long, and Pitamba should be okay, but those are the tyres that they've all got brand new tyres on. They get 2 sets of tyres they can use each weekend that are brand new. They can use old tyres for the practice sessions from previous weekends, but those tyres are going to be in trouble now after going through the gravel like that. So there is Nick Hanker in the number 99 Speed Monkeys car. And by the time they come back out here, it's only 8.5 minutes to go. So, yeah, everybody's going to have to get a move on. Everyone's tyres are going to be a little bit chillier. And right now, this Audi is going to get dragged the long way round back onto the circuit and should be able to get going. No problem once they get onto the road. So yeah, unfortunate there. A little bit of a rookie error. So just slammed the brakes on the gravel, and that was it. Huge shame. And by the looks of things, I'm not sure how Mikhail Pitamba is going to get back to the pit lane. So here we go. We're actually going to see the initial incident now. Loads of curb being used. Well, no, I think this is his fastest lap, actually, where there was a mistake. So you see there, the front right just stepped up, just dug in, ran a little, far too wide out of Aqua Minerale. So that was actually the fastest lap that Mikhail Pitamba had produced. By the way, it's still, right now, provisionally on pole position. So if the session was to be a bit mixy from this point on, Mikhail Pitamba would actually be pole position. So that's something to definitely keep an eye on. I'm not sure if 52.9 is going to hold up, but you never know. So here is exactly what happened. So made a mistake in toes around wide, then tries to... Oh, yeah, he just gets really hard on the brakes. I guess he was thinking there's not enough steering angle to turn the car around. And as soon as he was pressing that throttle and then realised that he was going nowhere, you can imagine head in hands moment. Not ideal in the slightest. And these are the lessons that these junior drivers will indeed learn over the course of their careers. And better to do things like that when you're young. I'm pretty sure he'll never do that again. So the race will be this afternoon, Liam, depending where you are around the world. So if you are in Europe, it will be at 3 p.m. local time. And if you're in the UK, it'll be 2 p.m. local time. And there we go. So they have let him go. He will be able to continue this session. So there'll be no damage to the car. There'll be a bit of bruising to the ego for sure. But the session will restart in less than 1 minute. And also, just goes to show how much these drivers are pushing. They are absolutely pushing here. That's why mistakes will happen. As the red lights at the end of the pits will change green. There we go. Green lights. It will be Henkefen that comes out first here. Followed there by Papadopoulos. And then just in behind them, it is Karasani, already a race winner this weekend. Then Cal Halper. We've got Jordan Wallace, Folev, Vivacqua, Fulgencio, Moritz Lohner, JP Southern. That is the order in which they've come out here. And it is a case of now or never. Not a long time to go here. 8 minutes to go. Get some space on that track and go out there, do 3 quick laps in a row. And probably the second one will be the quickest. But if you're under a bit of pressure, you might be able to get the third one as well. And I've just realised here that Sophie Hoffman isn't in the session. So I'm not too sure what's happened there with Hoffman. We'll go and have a chat and find out what's happened here. And obviously Daniel Gregor isn't racing this weekend due to an incident in free practice 1 where the damage was just so bad that he just couldn't race. So he's effectively the wingman of Capo for the Chris Team Bernard team. So right now, Patamba is the quickest car, or has been the quickest car out there, 52.949. Ironically, he's the driver that's just caused the red flag. And he didn't even come back to the pits to get the car checked over. Patamba's just literally whizzed past my commentary box here. So Patamba is good. Every car's good here. And the drivers that are under a lot of pressure here is Moritz Lohner, Fulgencio, Papadopoulos, Capo, Regal and Hanker. None of those drivers have even got a lap time in. And I would say right now, anyone outside the top 2, if Patamba and Almeida, are all under a lot of pressure, to be honest. I don't even think those top 2 times are going to hold up anyway. But if it was to be a situation where there's lots of incidents during this qualifying session, those 2 are the only 2 that really would have times that would hold up in terms of staying on that front row. So everybody making their run down towards turn number 1. Tyre temperatures will be not an optimum as of yet, but we are going to start to see some fast laps now. Going to keep an eye. I'm going to be sector time watching. Karasani is pretty quick through sector number 1. He's done his personal best, actually, a 38.0. Anybody else going pretty quick here? Regal is doing his personal best, but ultimately he's not put a lap time in yet. So it's of course going to be a personal best if you've not put a lap time in. Tim Heinemann's done a 40.6, so that's not very quick. So we're just waiting for the times, effectively, just to come in. Cal Halper, currently in P11. Number 2:15.402. It's just finished there. That's 20 seconds plus to what they are capable of, or the split, should I say, from their previous exploits. Colin Karasani, by the way, Sector 1 and Sector 2, green. JP Southern, also green. You can see at the bottom of your screens. Stereo and Folev, also green. We're going to see a lot of that. Moritz Lohner already in the greens as well. Jordan Wallace, unfortunately, this lap time he's on currently will be deleted due to track limits. This doesn't look like he's going to be ultimately quick anyway, so that's all good for him. Fulgencio is also having this current lap time deleted, and he was on a quick one. He was on a very quick one, to be fair. So race winner from yesterday, Colin Karasani, trundling down the start-finish straight as Henkefend has just got up into P3, and Thiago Vivacqua then, with the first real quick time of the session, has just done a 52.1, but straight away, race winner from yesterday, Colin Karasani with a 51.7. No ballast in the car, remember, during qualifying, so all the success ballast only gets added to the car for the races. So every one of these cars is stock right now in terms of the weight at the start of the season, apart from BOP. So Karasani and Vivacqua are the top two. JP Southern, of course, already had a podium this season at the Lausitz is in third. Moritz Lohner now moves into fourth position with 4 minutes to go. Now it's starting to be a little bit more frantic, isn't it? It's starting to be a little bit more exciting here. Ricky Capo, by the way, is green. He's coming up towards the end of his lap here. Cal Halper on his next attempt. Well, his track limits again. So Cal Halper, who was pole position yesterday, has yet to get a lap time in, and his time's going to get deleted here, I'm pretty sure. Well, he's up to P3, so 51.782. Looks like this lap time's going to count, but his previous one did not. Jordan Wallace, another track limit excursion as well on his previous lap. Theo Uverhaus is, well, he's about to come across the line here, and we're now on camera with him. Across the line he goes. It's P4 then for Theo Uverhaus. Colin Karasani, Sector 2, track limits on this lap. So track limits being a huge factor in this qualifying session. So that means realistically, the Karasani might only get 2 more attempts. 3 minutes left on the clock here then. Plenty of time for people to indeed improve. Cal Halper is purple through sector number 1. Remember, he absolutely got pole position yesterday. Did not have a good race. He went backwards in the race, and he would have learned so much from that. But Cal Halper is purple through sector 1. Can he go and get pole position for a second time in a row? And that will be 3 points in the bag. Almeida just got across the line. P6 then for Almeida. Vivacqua is still in P5. And that was a case of, well, that was a very slow lap he's just done there. Might be trying to look after those tyres as much as he possibly can. JP Southern, 7th position. Folev across the line, P15. Wallace now is in P16. Fulgencio, for the second time in a row, hasn't got a lap time in, but now he does. And that's P11. Moritz Lohner across the line is P8 for Moritz Lohner. We've then got Jacob Riegel coming across the line. It is P1 for Jacob Riegel, out of absolutely nowhere. It was not a good Sector 3 either. It is P1, is 0.6 of a second clear. That's come out of absolutely nowhere. That's a brilliant lap time, ladies and gentlemen. Ricky Capo moves up to P5 as he crosses the line. Cal Halper up to P2. So that's P2 then. It is, well, 0.09 of a second separating those two drivers. Not far at all. So Riegel, Cal Halper are indeed the drivers to beat, but I think Theo Uverhaus might have something to say about this. Incredible drive yesterday, didn't quite get the podium. Across the line he goes. Oh, it's only good enough for P5. His final sector was not good, and that's where drivers are struggling. At the end of sessions, drivers are struggling in that final sector. Tim Heinemann, not a good weekend so far. Is it about to have the tables turn on him? Across the line he will go. It's P3, so Tim Heinemann is in and amongst it. And, well, a good race always has a Tim Heinemann in and amongst it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Cal Halper, by the way, is purple through sector number 1. Riegel is green through sector 1 and sector 2. If he can continue through sector number 3, he is in a great spot. Look at all of these green sectors. Incredible stuff here. Riegel green, Capo's green. Across the line for Papadopoulos. Almeida moves up to P6. Papadopoulos stays in P15. Who else is going to improve on their time? Anyone that's crossed the line here will be able to get another lap time in as well. Well, realistically, we have no idea who is going to take that. And Riegel, oh, it's a big mistake. Riegel for track limits in the middle sector. His lap time, or his next lap time, is not going to count here. Cal Halper is unfortunately slower through sector number 2. Moritz Lohner is going to stay in P5, or move up to P5, should I say. And Ricky Capo here, where's he going to end up? Across the line, it's green for Ricky Capo. The Australian is up to P3 for Ricky Capo. He'll be loving that. 0.2 of a second off of the pace. Checker flag out then for Cal Halper and Hanke. We've got Henkefend still out there on a quick time. Karasani, winner from, indeed, race 1 yesterday. It's grey. It's not quick. unfortunately, it's not looking good for Karasane. Will start P5, managed to get the job done from P2, but it's not going to be quicker in this session. Checkered flags, of course, out now. This is the session over. It's done and dusted. And all of these drivers still on the lap, though, will be able to finish this lap, and it will count towards their start position. And right now, Henkefend is down in P13. He needs to find 1.1 second here across the line for the BMW driver. It's green, green, sector 1, sector 2. But the more important question is, what about sector number 3? Across the line he goes. And Henkefend moves up to P11. Looks like we've still got a couple of drivers trying to cross the line and get a time in Karasane. I'm not sure this is going to be any kind of improvement realistically. P5 as it stands. It's still P5. JP Southern is the last one to come across the line with Ricky Capo as well. So JP Southern across the line. He goes into P7 or holds on to P7. And the last driver is realistically going to be Ricky Capo. So there's Folev coming across the line. No improvement there. Will Capo, he's gone green through sector number 2. Sector number 1, though, wasn't lightningly quick. Will Capo improve on his position here? Currently third, and across the line he goes. It's still third position, though. He's going to be pretty happy with that, considering how the weekend's gone. But I tell you, one driver who's going to be exceptionally happy. He made a mistake on his final attempt, but it didn't matter. Jacob Riegel is going to be your pole sitter for race 2 of the weekend. Wow, what a session.